Hey, it's Gabor for Code Media, and in this video I'm going to show you how you can run your own website completely from home. This is completely free, you don't have to pay anything for this. So, let's begin. To be able to do this, you will need a software called XAMPP. This is a software for running a web server on your local machine. You can host a complete website with this from home, including running HTML and PHP files, managing the database, and even having your own mail server. If you don't know anything about programming, you can learn it easily just by watching a couple of videos on YouTube. You can get pretty good at this in just a couple of weeks and enough practicing. So now let's begin and download XAMPP. So the first step is to open your web browser and go to apache-friends.org/index.html. Now click on XAMPP for Windows. If you're using a different operating system like Mac or Linux, it's pretty much the same process, you just have to click on another option. So let's click on XAMPP for Windows and save the file. This will download the latest version of XAMPP. So let's install the software. Now let's click on execute. This will open up this window, and now just follow these steps. You don't have to untick any of these, it's fine. So let's click next. This is the default directory, it's fine. Let's click next. Let's untick this. Let's click next, and just wait until it installs the software. Now let's click on finish. Let's click save. And this will start the control panel. Just start Apache. Now just type localhost into the web browser. And if you get this page, it means that the setup was successful. Now let's go to C drive, XAMPP, htdocs, and just create a test file called test.html. So we can see whether it actually works. Now let's edit the file. Let's add some content. And now let's type localhost/test.html. And if you get this, it means it works. But this is not enough. Now this is only available from your local machine, and people outside your network cannot see this page. To be able to achieve this, you will need to set up a port forwarding rule in your modem, so the website will be available from the outside as well. Now for this to happen, you have to find out the default gateway IP address for your modem. To be able to do this, let's open the start menu and just type cmd into the search bar and hit enter. This will open up a Windows command line interface, which you can use to get the gateway IP address. Now let's type ipconfig and hit enter. Just scroll up a little bit. And now look for the default gateway address. My PC is set up as Hungarian, so it's not the same as yours, but it will show as default gateway on your PC. So my default gateway address is 192.168.1.254. Now let's type this into the browser to open up the modem's web interface and set up a port forwarding rule. So, there we go. And now you have to find the port forwarding rule option. This page might be completely different for you if you are not using BT as your internet provider, but it will look very similar. The option what you will have to find is called port forwarding. Once you have found it, the steps are pretty much the same. So now let's go to advanced settings. Here is the option, it's called port forwarding. This will ask for the admin password. You can find this password on your modem, and it's called admin password. So let's type in the password. Let's click OK. Here are the rules which I have already set up. Now let's create a new one. Let's click on create a new port forwarding rule. Let's give it a name. Let's select the device. Now let's select the computer on which you have set up the web server. For this, you will need the local IP address of your PC. You can get this IP address with the same tool as we worked before called cmd. Now let's go back to the cmd window and type ipconfig again. This will also give you your local IP address. Just scroll up again. Look for the value of IPv4 address. This is 192.168.1.72 for me. Now let's go back to the modem web interface and look for a PC with this IP address. So this is the IP address what we're looking for. Now let's select it. And now let's just type 80 for all of these boxes. This is the default port for your web server. Now let's click select and just click TCP, click set, and click the plus icon. This has finished setting up our port forwarding rule, and now we can just click save Now, we will need the external IP address of your network. The difference between an external and an internal IP address is that an internal IP address is only available on your local network, while an external IP address is visible to anybody on the internet. You will need this external IP address so people can find your website on the internet. Now let's type my IP to Google and just click on any of these options. Now let's look for the IPv4 address. This is the value for me. Now let's test whether our local website is available from the internet by copying and pasting this into the web browser. Just also add /test.html so we can see the actual page what we have created and hit enter. There you go. Your website now can be visited from anywhere in the world. You can also set up a domain name very cheaply, so people won't have to type this long address with numbers every time they want to see your website. But you can get it for like $3 a month. Just go to GoDaddy.com and type in any domain name you want. Let's type mywebserversite.com and click search. Just click add to cart, follow the steps, and then you will have a professional website. If you have any questions, please leave your comment on this video and I will answer as soon as I can.